Hi, everyone. So great to be here. Happy World Pride. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. It is truly a great privilege and honor for me, and I'm delighted to be here. I want to start by invoking one of my favorite presidents, former President Barack Obama, who once said, "Let's face it, my presence on this stage is pretty unlikely." I know exactly what he meant. I was born on this side of the Pacific and fled communist China as a little girl. In fact, I escaped from communist China on the bottom of a boat with my grandmother when I was 6 years old. My parents sacrificed so much to give me a chance at a better life. We were to be separated for 21 years, and I didn't reunite with them until I was an adult. Through hard work, ordinary human kindness, sometimes from people I barely knew, and tremendous good luck, I now represent my adopted country, the United States, here in the region, in the Asian Pacific region. For all the strife and tension in the United States today, we truly believe that the fundamental values we hold dear are rugged, permanent, and enduring. That it is exactly these values that all people are created equal, that there are inalienable rights, that these include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that opened the door to me and tens of millions of others. When I was invited to swear allegiance to the United States Constitution, something I did because I wanted to, and they only asked me if I was committed to those values. Hell yes, I am. The struggle for these inalienable rights has not been easy, that it continues to this day, and here in this region, as well as back home in the United States. The simple dignity of choosing who you want to be with, who you want to love, the joy of finding partners to peacefully and privately celebrate life together with. My job offers me, and people like us, the opportunity to create better economic opportunity throughout Asia and the Pacific. It is important to me that we do this in the most fair, open-minded, and open-hearted way. The only ideology that matters to me and to President Biden, who appointed me, is that the ideology of fairness. And this is the message I carry to work every day and to you. My institution, the one that I represent, the United States at the Asian Development Bank, supports sustainable approaches to mitigating climate change. We are here helping countries recover from the pandemic of COVID-19. We help finance infrastructure, roads, power plants, hospitals, schools, and enable communities to grow and prosper. Our mission is to ensure a prosperous, resilient, sustainable, and inclusive Asia and the Pacific. It is the work of a lifetime. I will not complete it. None of us here today will see the full flower of our efforts. However, I'm working and can use all of your support to ensure that the ADB, to push the ADB to ensure that our community is not harmed, and in fact is included in ADB projects. To that end, we're working to ensure that the new ADB safeguards include protection of our community from violence, from discrimination, from stigma in ADB-funded projects. While traditionally focused on infrastructure projects, the ADB has expanded its efforts to support gender equality in recent years and across a range of projects and programs. ADB has also begun to build a framework to support gender equality and social inclusion, GESI as we like to call it, including LGBTQI+ persons. Let me say a few words about the ADB Safeguards Review. It is important opportunity to address the discrimination and marginalization of LGBTQI people in Asia and the Pacific and advance equitable growth. This is the part of the reason why the United States supports inclusion of protection for SOGIESC in the updated safeguards. The ADB should ensure that in all of its projects, particularly in health, education, and social protection sectors, no vulnerable group, including LGBTQI plus community, is made worse off and not able to benefit from a project because of who they are. As you know, many ADB member countries, many in this region, continue to maintain laws that discriminate against LGBTQI plus people, and in some cases criminalize same-sex acts. To be clear, ADB safeguards cannot address these laws and would not require ADB borrowers to change any of their laws. It is important to keep in mind that ADB charter prohibits the bank from interfering in the political affairs of any of our member countries, and that only economic opportunities and considerations can be relevant to our discussions and decisions. So we're making key economic arguments to protect LGBTQI plus population against harm that can come from ADB-funded projects. By the way, it's $20 to $25 billion a year, so it's huge amounts of money. We must have faith, just as the giants who brought us here today did, that the next generation will continue to bring the world forward, to help those most in need, to find the ideas, the resources, and the will to persevere, to face the lethal dangers that many of our parents did, and that some of us still do. My pride in you couldn't be larger, and we are here to celebrate that. So let us not be discouraged, even as we look across the dark chasm of fear and ideology that restricts us from making our best commitment and contribution to society. Yes, we still face discrimination and prejudice, and yes, some of us face real danger of arbitrary justice, intrusions to privacy, and threats to our bodies. But I know from personal experience that our best chance and our best hope is to stay the course we are on right now, that we can share the joy of my confirmation by the United States Senate to be the first out lesbian U.S. ambassador that allows me to speak to you from this podium. It belongs to all of us, even those from outside the United States who want to share it. So I am happy to be sharing. So 20 years ago, no state in the United States would recognize a family led by a same-sex partner. Now they all do. In my lifetime, the chances of someone like me becoming an ambassador have grown from 0% to 100. And that happened because we were persistent, we were resilient, and that happened because hetero societies see us that we are just like them in all ways that really matter, that we care about just about anyone, about the security of our nations, the opportunities for our children, and peace in the world. More and more, we see thoughtful governments who understand that we need the best ideas from everyone and everywhere. The United States, of course, knows that no country has a monopoly on creativity, ingenuity, innovation that society needs to address all of our collective serious challenges. Droughts and floods do not honor national border boundaries. Earthquakes occur whether societies are inclusive and welcoming or exclusive and shaming. Pandemic viruses infect those of the rich and the poor, straight and gay, east and west, without discrimination or prejudice. I wish some of our world leaders were so progressive. Vice President Harris, my vice president, has said many times that it is not important that she is the first female vice president, not that only she be not the last. I see it exactly the same way. For her as a South Asian, for her as an African American, and for all of us in the LGBTQI+ community. Being first is great and the honor of a lifetime. But what really is important, what comes next, or precisely who comes next. That the little girl and the little boy today, the ones who are bullied for being different, shoved, elbowed when there are no adults watching, is looking to us for hope that society will find room for them too. And it has for all of us. Then they look to us for confidence, which we have in abundance, and which we can freely share. These are the ideas and the ideals to which I hold fast. That we can meet the challenges of our generation, the natural disasters, the exploitation, the brutal realities of all the insipid varieties of identity-based violence by working together. That we all know and understand what real character is, and that it looks like us. And that the integrity, commitment, and care are the best antidotes to poison of gender and sexual discrimination, and that especially true in exactly the places that would benefit the most. Again, thank you for the privilege of speaking with you today. I hope that we will all renew and re-energize our commitment to improving the lives of the impoverished, no matter where they are and no matter who they are. So thank you very much. Happy Pride.